Hazak uvaruch boker tov. Yesterday we spoke about the preparation for Shabbat, and we said every person is obligated to prepare for Shabbat. Something is better on Friday, but also other day of the week we can prepare for Shabbat. And that the Gemara noted that there was great Amoraim like Rav Chizda, Rabbi, and Rav Yosef, that each one of them did something for Shabbat. For example, Rav Chizda was the one that used to cut the vegetables. Rabbi and Rav Yosef used to prepare the firewood. Even though there was the great Talmidei Chacham, there was big rabbis or the chief rabbis in their place, still they made something for Shabbat, and they didn't say, "Oh, it's not for my kavod to do it. That's I'm gonna give to the servants." No, it's for Shabbat. Everything is my kavod. Now there is another way to prepare for Shabbat, and that's the way I think most men like, which is eat. Prepare for Shabbat by tasting the food of Shabbat. And it's a big mitzvah to taste the food for Shabbat. And why? What is the idea in here? The main idea is that I'm going to taste it now. It's mostly for those who understand more in cooking, that I'm going to taste it and I say, oh, need more salt in here, a little more paprika in there. And that way we're going to come to Shabbat knowing the food is good. Not going to come to Shabbat and say, oh, we forgot to add this and then it's not salty enough. And taste it before Shabbat. Make sure it's ready. And then you can add, when it's still the time before Shabbat, you can still add to continue cooking. You say, oh, it's still raw in here. So you can taste and see if it's good or not. It's part of preparation for Shabbat. You see if the food is ready or not. In Hasidut, they emphasize even more, even without you to know, I'm going to taste it. I don't know, it's tasty or not tasty. I don't know what is needed. So in Hasidut, they say, even though you're not really understanding, you're not really going to add something to it, it's still important to taste the food before Shabbat. So important that even in the 9 days before Tisha B'Av that we not eat meat, we still taste from the food for Shabbat, even though it's a part that is meat, with meat, we taste for Shabbat. The idea is, because of what we said, the mitzvah of tasting the food for Shabbat. And it's also known as, the tradition is that it is known for this mitzvah, and the merit of this mitzvah, because a person gets a long life, and we say it every Shabbat in the Musaf. We say, To'amea Chaim Zachu. Those who taste it will merit life. It's referred to those who taste the food before Shabbat. So it's another way to prepare for Shabbat, to taste the food before Shabbat. And of course, any other preparation we can do for Shabbat is needed, is necessary, is important to do. And it's very important also to teach, to educate the children as well, to prepare for Shabbat in that way. Even a small thing, like clean up your room for Shabbat, and mention for Shabbat, always, Lichvot Shabbat. That way they're going to grow up knowing that Shabbat is something you need to prepare for. It's not just something, it's a day that you get bored, and it's a day, no, it's an important day, I get ready for it. It's important. I see my parents, how much they excited for Shabbat, how much they work for Shabbat, and they're happy with it. Not just, okay, we need to do it, so we're going to do it. They're happy with it. That's going to implant in themselves a lot more than teaching them and sending them to school. These actions gonna affect a lot more than other learning. Baruch Adonai L'olam.